The rain hammered the penthouse windows like 1,000 tiny fists, each drop a reminder that even in a fortress of glass and steel overlooking Manhattan, Jordan Hale couldn't escape the storm inside him. He clutched the crystal tumbler of scotch, the ice clinking like shattered promises, as he watched Cody slip out the service door into the downpour without a word. Again. "Where the hell are you going this time?" Jordan muttered to the empty room, his voice cracking like thunder, the kind of thunder that had been building for years in the space between them. Jordan's heart slammed against his ribs as he grabbed his coat, the Burberry wool heavy with the scent of his cologne, sandalwood and regret, and bolted down the emergency stairs, 12 flights that burned his lungs and blurred his vision. By the time he hit the alley behind the building, Cody was a shadow vanishing into the neon haze of Hell's Kitchen, umbrella forgotten, collar turned up against the relentless sheets of water. Jordan's Ferrari idled at the curb, but he didn't take it. Something primal, something desperate, told him to follow on foot, to chase the man who'd been his anchor, his secret, his unspoken ache for a decade. Cody moved like he owned the night, weaving through the throng of umbrellas and takeout bags, past the glow of dive bars spilling jazz into the storm. Jordan kept his distance, hood pulled low, the billionaire reduced to a ghost in his own city. Why tonight? Why now? The questions clawed at him, fueled by the anonymous email that had arrived that afternoon. Your butler isn't who you think. Check the shadows. It could be nothing, a jealous ex-employee, a rival firm's smear. But Cody's late nights, the hushed phone calls, the way his eyes lingered just a beat too long when Jordan laughed at a client's bad joke. It all twisted into suspicion, sharp as the wind slicing through his coat. They crossed into Chelsea, the streets narrowing, the crowds thinning to clusters of artists hauling canvases and queer kids ducking into coffee shops for warmth. Jordan's loafers squelched in puddles, his socks soaked through, but he pressed on, pulse thundering. Cody ducked into a nondescript brownstone, his facade cracked like old skin, a faded rainbow flag limp in the rain above the door. Jordan hesitated at the stoop, breath fogging the air, then slipped inside after the door clicked shut. The hallway smelled of mildew and microwave popcorn, stairs creaking under his weight as he ascended, guided by the murmur of voices from the second floor. Pushing open the door to what looked like a community room, Jordan froze. There was Cody, jacket shed, sleeves rolled up, kneeling on the scuffed linoleum beside a cluster of wide-eyed teenagers, maybe 15, 16, huddled on folding chairs. One boy, all sharp cheekbones and defiant eyeliner, clutched a backpack like a shield, tears streaking his mascara. "It's okay, kid," Cody was saying, his voice that low rumble Jordan knew from late-night whiskeys, steady as bedrock. "You don't have to go back. Not if it means more bruises. We've got space here, hot meals, a bed that doesn't reek of smoke. And trust me, I've seen worse than a Bible-thumping dad." The room was a patchwork of hope stitched from thrift store donations. Sagging couches, a bulletin board plastered with flyers for free HIV testing and pride marches, a coffee pot gurgling like a lifeline. 5 kids, all boys, all radiating that raw, unspoken terror of being young and gay in a world that still spat you out. Cody moved among them like he'd been born to it, handing out sandwiches wrapped in wax paper, his laugh cutting through the storm outside like sunlight. "Remember me at your age, Milo?" Hiding in the barn with that stolen copy of Giovanni's Room, praying lightning would strike the farmhouse so I could run. Jordan's throat tightened, a fist of emotion lodging there. This wasn't betrayal. This was Cody's hidden heart, poured out in a basement shelter for queer runaways. The email, the shadows. It hit him like a freight train. Someone knew, someone wanted to unravel this. But why? And how long had Cody been carrying this alone? Slipping away from Jordan's gilded cage to build something real in the ruins? He backed out, silent as a shadow, rain masking his retreat. The drive home was a blur, wipers slashing at the windshield like accusations. Jordan slammed the penthouse door, shedding his sodden clothes in a trail to the bar, pouring another scotch with hands that wouldn't stop shaking. Cody returned an hour later, dripping on the marble foyer, towel drying his hair with that easy grace that had first hooked Jordan 10 years ago, when he'd hired the broad-shouldered Iowan fresh off a bus from Des Moines. Eyes like summer cornfields and a smile that promised stability in a life of boardroom sharks. Mr. Hale, everything all right? You look like you wrestled a hurricane. Cody's brow furrowed, concern etching lines around his eyes. Eyes that had seen Jordan through 3 mergers, 2 heartbreaks, and 1 near-fatal overdose on Quaaludes after his last boyfriend bailed for a Silicon Valley sugar daddy. Jordan swirled his glass, the amber liquid catching the city lights. Just the weather, Cody. Always the damn weather. But his voice betrayed him, a hitch that made Cody pause, towel midair. For a moment, the air thickened, charged with all the things unsaid. The way Jordan's gaze lingered on the corded muscles of Cody's forearms when he polished the silver. The brush of fingers over a past martini shaker that sent sparks up Jordan's spine. The nights Jordan lay awake, listening to Cody's even breathing from the guest room down the hall, wondering if the man dreamed of him. Cody nodded, ever the professional, hanging his towel and retreating to the kitchen. I'll brew some tea. Chamomile settles the nerves. As he busied himself, Jordan watched from the shadows, the revelation burning a hole in his chest. This man, his butler, his constant, was out there saving pieces of the world Jordan had long ago armored himself against. And Jordan, he'd built an empire on Hale tech, revolutionizing AI for Wall Street, amassing billions while hiding his own queerness behind power suits and NDAs. Closeted by choice, out only in whispers at exclusive Chelsea parties, terrified that one slip would tank his stock. That night, sleep evaded him. Jordan paced the loft, floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Empire State like a distant lover. Memories flooded. Cody's first day, fumbling the caviar tray at a gala, their hands touching as Jordan steadied it, electric, forbidden. The flu that sidelined Jordan for a week, Cody spoon-feeding him soup, reading aloud from The Great Gatsby in that gravelly drawl. The Christmas when Jordan's family disowned him over a leaked Grindr profile, and Cody stayed, silent sentinel, pouring eggnog until dawn. By morning, resolve hardened. He couldn't let this fester. At breakfast, poached eggs and rye toast. Cody's ritual, Jordan cleared his throat. Take the day off. Need to handle something. Cody's fork paused, surprise flickering. Everything okay, sir? Jordan met his eyes, blue as Lake Michigan. Yeah. Just tying up loose ends. The loose end was the email. Jordan's hacker, a discreet operative named Lena, holed up in a Brooklyn walk-up, traced it to a ghost account linked to Victor Lang, his ex from law school, now a mid-level exec at a rival firm. Victor, the pretty boy who charmed Jordan's secrets out before selling them to the tabloids for a quick buck. Payback? Or something uglier? Sniffing out Jordan's soft spot for Cody? Lena's voice crackled over the secure line. It's amateur hour. Jordy. Lang's IP bounces to a VPN in Jersey. But I can bury him by lunch. Deepfakes of his browser history. The works. Jordan hesitated, staring at the skyline. No. Expose the shelter's funding gap instead. Anonymous donation from Hailtech Foundation. Make it rain for those kids. By afternoon, Cody's phone buzzed with the news. $1 million wire to the Chelsea Youth Haven. No strings. He burst into Jordan's office, face alight. Sir, this is you? How did you? Jordan leaned back, feigning nonchalance. Heard about it from a friend. Good causes deserve backup. Cody's gratitude washed over him, warm as sunlight, but laced with something deeper, a question in his eyes, unspoken. That evening, as Cody served the ribeye, their fingers brushed again. This time, Jordan didn't pull away. Cody, he said, voice low, tell me about them. The boys. What you do there? Cody stilled, then sat, unbidden, unprofessional, across from him. It's nothing heroic. Just paying forward what I didn't have. Kicked out at 17, couch-surfed my way here. Thought I'd end up like so many, lost. But places like that, they save lives. Jordan's chest ached. And you? Who saved you? Cody's smile was bittersweet. A kind stranger in a diner. Bought me coffee, pointed me to a job. Reminded me I wasn't invisible. The air hummed, the city a distant roar. Jordan reached across the table, tentative, his hand covering Cody's. Rough palm, calloused from years of quiet service. You're not invisible to me. Cody's breath hitched, eyes locking. For the first time, the butler saw the man, the vulnerability beneath the tycoon. Jordan, he whispered, the name a confession. And in that syllable, the dam cracked. The kiss came like the rain had earlier, fierce, unrelenting, tasting of salt and scotch and the pent-up years between them. Jordan's office dissolved into blur as Cody surged forward, chairs scraping back, their mouths crashing in a tangle of need and revelation. Hands roamed, Jordan's fingers threading through Cody's damp curls, tugging just enough to elicit a groan that vibrated straight to his core. Cody's palms framing Jordan's jaw, thumbs tracing the stubble he'd shaved that morning, grounding him in the raw now. They broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed, breaths mingling in the lamplight. God, Jordy, Cody murmured, the nickname slipping out like a secret unlocked. I've wanted this since. Christ, that first handshake. Jordan laughed, shaky, the sound foreign in his throat. Liar. It was the caviar fumble. I saw it in your eyes, hunger that had nothing to do with fish eggs. Cody's grin was wolfish, boyish, stripping away the years. He pulled Jordan up, backing him against the desk, papers scattering like confetti. The kiss deepened, exploratory, Cody's tongue teasing the seam of Jordan's lips until he yielded with a whimper. It was messy, imperfect, teeth clacking, noses bumping, but real, the kind of real Jordan had chased in boardrooms and bedrooms, never finding. Cody's body was solid, unyielding, a wall of muscle earned from dawn runs along the Hudson and hauling groceries for the shelter kids. Jordan melted into it, hands slipping under Cody's crisp shirt to map the ridges of his abs, the faint scar from a childhood tractor mishap. Upstairs, Jordan panted, nipping at Cody's earlobe. Now, they stumbled to the elevator, Cody's back to the mirrored wall as Jordan pressed in, hiking a leg around his hip, grinding with shameless abandon. The ascent was torture, 30 floors of stolen touches and whispered filth. Cody's drawl thickening. Gonna ruin you for anyone else. Boss. Jordan's retort died on a moan as Cody palmed him through his slacks. Expert. Unhurried. The penthouse bedroom was a sanctuary of neutrals and silk, but tonight it thrummed with urgency. Clothes shed in a frenzy. Jordan's Tom Ford shedding like snakeskin. Cody's uniform unbuttoned with reverence. Revealing ink. A small rainbow infinity loop tattooed over his heart. Faded but fierce. For the ones who didn't make it, Cody explained. Voice husky, as Jordan traced it with lips and tongue. They tumbled to the sheets. Bodies aligning in a symphony of sighs and skin slaps. Jordan arching as Cody's mouth charted south, worshipping with a devotion that bordered on prayer. It wasn't just sex. It was unraveling. Jordan, who commanded empires, surrendered control, letting Cody pin his wrists, set the rhythm, slow builds to frantic peaks, sweat slick and shuddering. Afterward, tangled in Egyptian cotton, Cody's head on Jordan's chest, the billionaire traced lazy patterns on his back. Stay, Jordan said, the word a plea. Not as staff. As us. Cody lifted his head. I soft. Thought you'd never ask. Dawn crept in with coffee and croissants. Cody in Jordan's robe, too short on his frame, comical and endearing. They talked, really talked, over the breakfast bar. Cody's Iowa roots. The farm boy who realized his first crush was on the neighbor's son during a hayride. Jordan's Yale days, burying his queerness under debate club victories and daddy's expectations. Laughter wove through the ache. Plans hatching like fragile birds. Dinners at hidden gems in the village. Weekends at Jordan's Hamptons escape. No more shadows. But shadows lingered. Victor Lang's email was a splinter, festering. Jordan's team quashed the trace, but paranoia gnawed. At a Hail-Tech gala that week, black tie, chandeliers dripping like champagne, Jordan kept Cody close, introducing him not as Butler but my partner, Cody Reeves. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The tech titan, out and proud, arm in arm with the help, cameras flashed, stock tickers twitched. Cody handled it with Midwestern grit, charming VCs with shelter stories over caviar. But Jordan caught the flicker, doubt, fear, back home. Champagne buzzing. They celebrated on the balcony. City sprawl a glittering carpet below. Cody leaned into Jordan's side, wind tousling his hair. Proud of you, cowboy. That took guts. Jordan kissed his temple, inhaling the clean scent of him, soap and earth. Us against the world, right? Cody's arm tightened. Damn straight. The idol shattered 2 weeks later. Jordan's assistant burst into a strategy meeting. Face ashen. Sir, it's Lang. He's gone public. Leaked docs alleging embezzlement from the foundation donation. Tied to Cody's shelter. Says it's a front for God. For laundering or some shit. The room spun. Jordan's phone exploded. Alerts from CNBC. TMZ screaming billionaire's boy toy in scandal. Photos of Cody at the brownstone. Grainy. Accusatory. Jordan raced home, finding Cody in the kitchen, staring at his tablet, knuckles white. It's lies, Cody said, voice steady but eyes stormy. I run the books clean, audits every quarter. This is Victor, isn't it? Digging for dirt. Jordan pulled him close, fury boiling. We'll sue him into oblivion. Lena's already on it. But as they clung, Jordan felt the fracture, trust, paper-thin, cracking under the weight of his world. The fallout was swift, brutal. Protests outside Hail-Tech HQ, Picket signs decrying queer corruption in corporate America. Investors pulled out. Shares dipped 8%. Jordan's board demanded answers. I sliding to Cody like he was the virus. He's clean, Jordan roared in the war room, slamming fists on mahogany. And he's mine. Deal with it. Nights blurred into damage control. Lawyers, PR spins, Cody's shelter under siege from reporters sniffing for scandal. One evening, as Jordan scrolled cease and desist drafts, Cody emerged from the bedroom, duffel in hand. I'm going, he said quietly. Jordan's heart plummeted. What? No, fight this with me. Cody's jaw set, that farm boy resolve. You're drowning because of me. The kids. They need the haven. Can't let Lang torch it all. Jordan surged up, grabbing the bag. Bullshit. This is our fight. But Cody's eyes, those endless blues, held a pain deeper than accusation. You followed me that night, didn't you? Saw the shelter. Knew before the email. Jordan froze. Caught. Yeah. To protect you. Cody's laugh was hollow. Protect or control? You've built walls. Jordy. I'm just the latest brick. The words landed like shrapnel. Jordan released the duffel, stepping back. Cody, please. But the door clicked shut, echoing like finality. Alone, Jordan sank to the floor, the penthouse vast and empty, tears hot on his cheeks, the kind he couldn't hide, even from himself. Days bled into weeks, each one a gray slog of depositions and denials, Jordan's life a pressure cooker of flashbulbs and fallout. Hail Tech stabilized. Lena's counterhack exposed Victor's forgery, a sloppy Photoshop job on donation ledgers, but the damage lingered like smoke. Board meetings turned inquisitions, whispers of distraction slithering through emails. Jordan powered through, jaw clenched, but at night, the bed yawned cold, Cody's absence a phantom limb throbbing. He threw himself into work, acquiring a quantum startup in Austin, schmoozing senators on Capitol Hill for AI ethics bills. But the shelter haunted him. News clips of Cody barricading the door against gawkers, his face gaunt under the strain. Jordan wired funds under aliases, but it felt like Band-Aids on a bullet wound. Pride Month loomed, irony bitter as bile, rainbows everywhere, his own heart fractured. One humid June evening, post a donor dinner at the Polo Lounge, Jordan's driver detoured past the brownstone. Yellow tape fluttered like mocking ribbons. The city had cited zoning violations, Lang's parting gift. Kids milled on the sidewalk, backpacks slung, Cody herding them toward a church basement temp spot. Jordan's limo idled, tinted windows a coward's veil. He watched Cody kneel again, same as that rainy night, tying a shoelace for a freckled boy with a fresh black eye, murmuring, "You're tougher than you know, champ." The sight cracked him open. Jordan bolted out, tie flapping, ignoring the driver's sir. He crossed the street, heart hammering. Cody, the name cut through the chatter. Heads turned, kids gaping at the suit. Cody rising slow, expression unreadable. Jordan. What are you? Close. Cody looked wrecked. Hollow cheeks, stubble shadowing his jaw, but those eyes still held fire. I need to talk. Jordan's voice brooked no argument. Cody glanced at the boys. Milo smirking. Is that the sugar daddy? Then nodded. 5 minutes. Basement. They ducked inside, the air thick with incense and instant noodles. In a cramped office stacked with file boxes, Jordan paced. This ends now. Lang's ruined, sued into bankruptcy, blacklisted from every firm in the tri-state. The citation? Overturned by noon tomorrow. My lawyers are sharks. Cody leaned against a desk, arms crossed. And the shelter? Your board won't touch it with a 10-foot pole now. Jordan stopped, close enough to catch Cody's scent. Sweat and sandalwood. Faded. I'll fund it personally. Off books. Ironclad trust. No strings. Cody's gaze sharpened. Why? Guilt? Or, 'cause you missed the view from your balcony? Jordan flinched. Both. Neither. Damn it. Cody, I miss you. The way you hum Springsteen in the shower. Burn the toast on purpose 'cause you know I like it charred. The quiet when you read the paper. Feet up like you own the place. His voice broke. I followed you that night because I was scared. Not of theft or whatever the email said. Of losing you. To something bigger. Better than my bullshit empire. Cody's facade cracked. Shoulders sagging. It ain't bigger. It's survival. These kids. They're me at 17. Hiding hickeys from Dad's belt. You think I didn't see you watching? The walls you built? I waited. Jordy. God. I waited. Tears welled. Unashamed. Jordan closed the gap. Cupping Cody's face. Thumbs swiping damp tracks. I'm done waiting. Tear him down with me? The kiss was tentative. Apologetic. Blooming into hunger as Cody gripped Jordan's shirt. Pulling him flush. It was forgiveness in motion. Tongues tangling with the salt of tears. But as hands wandered, Cody pulled back, breathing ragged. Not here. Not like this. Jordan nodded, forehead to forehead. Dinner. Tomorrow. Neutral ground, Katz's Deli. Pastrami on rye. No pretenses. Cody's chuckle was rusty. You're on. Billionaire. They parted with a brush of lips. Jordan stepping into the night renewed. The city pulse syncing with his own. Rebuilding was jagged. No fairy tale montage. Victor's trial dragged. Perjury. Defamation. A 6-month spectacle that painted Jordan as the wounded hero. Cody the loyal sidekick. Paparazzi swarmed the penthouse. Drones buzzing like hornets. Jordan installed jammers. Hired security. But the intrusion chafed. Cody returned sporadically. Nights when the shelter slept sound. Slipping into Jordan's bed like a thief in reverse. Stealing sleep with gentle snores. Their first real date was chaos. Katz's line snaking around the block. Fans spotting Jordan mid-bite. Chanting, "Hail for Pride." They escaped to a hole-in-the-wall jazz joint in the Bowery. Cody's hand in his under the table. Thumb stroking knuckles. Stories flowed. Cody's wild college fling with a rodeo cowboy. Jordan's closeted hookup in a Harvard library stack. Laughter healed. But shadows lurked. Cody's flinch at a homophobic slur from a drunk at the bar. Jordan's rage simmering beneath charm. Intimacy deepened. Exploratory. One weekend at the Hamptons estate. Waves crashing. Gulls wheeling. They made love on the beach at sunrise. Sand gritty. Salt stung. Cody inside him. Slow and profound. Whispering love you. Like a vow. Jordan shattered. Tears mixing with surf. The vulnerability terrifying and freeing. Afterward, wrapped in a throw blanket, they talked futures. Adopting one of the shelter alums when he aged out. Maybe a place upstate with space for horses. Cody's dream. Jordan's concession. But conflict brewed. The board pushed back on the shelter grant. Citing reputational risk. Jordan fought, but concessions mounted. Scaled back funding. oversight committees. Cody overheard a call. It's business, not personal, and it ignited old wounds. Business, he spat that night, packing again. That's what I am now? A line item. Jordan blocked the door, desperate. No, God. No. It's them. The vultures. I'll quit. Burn it all. Cody's eyes flashed. Don't. That's your fire. Just don't let it consume us. The argument escalated. Words weaponized. Jordan accusing Cody of fragility. Cody hurling Jordan's closet history like a grenade. You outed us for headlines. What about the kids? Collateral in your redemption arc. Silence fell, heavy as fog. Cody left for the shelter, door slamming like judgment. Jordan punched the wall, knuckles splitting, blood warm on his fist. Alone, he scrolled old photos. Cody grinning at a Mets game, arms slung casual. Their first kiss, blurry selfie in lamplight. Tears came unbidden, sobs racking him. The tears he couldn't hide, even from the mirror. Summer scorched into autumn, leaves turning the park ablaze, but Jordan's world cooled to ashen routine. Cody's texts were polite firewalls, shelter stable. Kids ask about you. Jordan replied with emojis, hearts, thumbs up, coward's code for I love you, come back. Victor's sentencing was a circus. 5 years white collar, but the man sneered from the dock. Your butler's the real crook. Ask him about the kid from Des Moines. The courtroom gasped. Jordan lunged, restrained by bailiffs. What kid? The seed of doubt. Victor's final venom burrowed deep. Jordan hired investigators, discreet, expensive, while courting Cody with gestures. Crates of Iowa apples delivered to the temp shelter. Tickets to a Broadway revival of Angels in America. Cody softened. Meeting for coffee in neutral cafes. Their knees brushing under formica tables. Missed this, Cody admitted over lattes. Fingers interlacing. But the air crackled with unspoken. The fight, the distance, that damned kid. One crisp October night, after a shelter fundraiser Jordan anonymously bankrolled, they reconvened at the penthouse. Candlelight flickered, takeout Thai steaming pad CEW, Cody's guilty pleasure. They ate cross-legged on the rug, wine loosening tongues. Victor's full of shit, Jordan ventured, probing. Cody's fork paused. About what? Jordan's pulse spiked. Whatever he meant. The kid. If there's history, I want it. No secrets. Cody's face shuddered, fork clattering. History? Jesus. Jordy. You think I hit a bastard child? Hurt laced his tone. Bro. Jordan backpedaled. No, just after the trial. Stuck. Like a hook, Cody stood, pacing to the windows, city lights haloing his silhouette. There was a kid. Not mine. My brother, half-brother, technically. Tommy. Born after I left home. Mom's late-life surprise with some trucker. The story unspooled. Halting. Cody's return to Iowa after his own coming-out exile. Finding 14-year-old Tommy, freckles and fire, already taunted for his fairy walk at school. Dad. My stepdad beat it out of him, or tried. I got there too late. Tommy. He hanged himself in the barn. Note said, don't let them win. Cody. Voice cracking. Cody turned. Tears silver tracks. I funneled shelter money to a memorial fund back home. Anonymous. Victor must have dug it up, twisted it. Jordan crossed the room in 3 strides, enveloping Cody, rocking him as sobs shook that unbreakable frame. "I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry." They sank to the floor, Cody's head in Jordan's lap, fingers combing his hair as grief poured out. Decades damned, now flooding. I couldn't save him. But the boys. Milo, with his sketches, Javier, quoting Audre Lorde like scripture, they're my redemption. And you. You're my hope. Lovemaking followed. Tender, healing Jordan on his knees, taking Cody deep, eyes locked in worship. Cody returning the favor with murmured praises, bodies a balm. Afterward, sated and spent, they plotted under the duvet. Full disclosure, therapy for the scars, a joint op-ed in The Atlantic on queer youth resilience. Dawn found them entwined. Cody's whisper, "We're unbreakable," a talisman. Winter bit early, snow blanketing the city in hush. The shelter relocated to a renovated warehouse in Bushwick, Jordan's gift with no oversight strings. Opening gala was electric. Drag queens emceeing, donors toasting, kids performing spoken word that gutted the room. I am not my father's shame. I am the storm he couldn't chain. Cody shone. Suit tailored by Jordan's stylist. Speech humble. This isn't charity. It's justice. For Tommy, for all the ghosts. But betrayal's echo lingered. During the holidays, a mole in Jordan's inner circle leaked emails. Innocent flirtations from years back, twisted into infidelity claims. Tabloids howled. Billionaire's bed-hopping Butler, Cody, prepping Yule log in the kitchen, saw the headlines first. "Is it true?" he asked, voice steel. Jordan, decking the tree solo, turned. Ancient history. You. Swear it. Doubt flickered Cody's, not Jordan's. Then why hide it? We're past that, right? The argument reignited old flames. Trust as fragile as ornaments. Cody stormed out into the blizzard, Jordan chasing in slippers, snow soaking his jeans. "Don't do this. Victor's winning from a cell." Cody whirled, face feral. "It's not him. It's you, always calculating. Like I'm a merger gone sour." The slap of words stung worse than wind. Jordan grabbed Cody's arm, pulling him close. "Calculate this. I love you. Flaws. Ghosts. I'll fight for us. Or walk. But choose." Cody searched his eyes, breath clouding between them. Then, surrender. Lips crashing, cold noses bumping, a desperate anchor in the whiteout. They stumbled inside, thawing by the fire, tea steaming. Apologies murmured. "Therapy," Cody conceded. "Both of us. No more solo battles." Couples counseling in a Soho brownstone became ritual, Dr. Elias, silver-haired and unflinching, unpacking closets and coffins. Sessions unearthed Jordan's abandonment terror, family's rejection a scar, and Cody's savior complex, Tommy's shadow a yoke. Progress was glacial, but real. Date nights sans phones. Vulnerability exercises where Jordan confessed boardroom panic attacks. Cody admitted shelter burnout. Climax brewed at the Pride Parade, June's fever pitch. Jordan's public gauntlet. He and Cody marched with the shelter contingent. Rainbow flags whipping, crowd roaring. But midway, chaos erupted. Counter-protesters, frothing evangelicals hurling slurs, Sodom's spawn, escalating to shoves. A bottle sailed, shattering near Milo, glass sprang. Jordan shielded the boy, arm gashed, blood blooming on his white tee. Cody roared, tackling a zealot, fists flying until cops swarmed. In the ER stitches, ice packs, the betrayal crystallized. A reporter cornered Jordan. Source says your partner's history includes assault. Ties to that Iowa suicide? Lies. Victor's cell-scribed poison via a prison pal. Cody overheard. Paling. They won't stop. Jordan, bandaged and furious, pulled him aside. Then we end it. Go public, everything. Tommy's story, our love. Humanize the fight. Cody hesitated. Fear raw. Expose the ghosts? Jordan cupped his face. Together. Or they haunt us forever. The decision hung. Electric. The press conference was Jordan's masterstroke. Staged in the Hailtech atrium, glass walls framing the skyline, a rainbow scrim backdrop pulsing with light. Microphones bristled like thorns. Cameras hummed, a sea of expectant faces. Cody stood beside him, hand clasped under the podium, knuckles white. Jordan cleared his throat, voice steady over the hush. Today, we're not just addressing rumors. We're sharing truths. About love, loss, and the boys who remind us why we fight. He yielded to Cody, who gripped the edges, drawl thickening under pressure. 20 years ago, my brother Tommy took his life because the world told him he didn't belong. No shelter, no hand to hold. I carry that. Every kid at Chelsea Youth Haven, they're my promise to him. Pauses for flashes, tears held back. And Jordan, he's my partner, my rock. We've been betrayed by exes, by leaks, by fear. But love, that's our rebellion. The op-ed dropped simultaneously, from barn to boardroom. A queer love story for the forgotten, co-bylined, raw with Tommy's note facsimile, redacted. Shelter stats, Jordan's closet confessions. It went viral, shares from Glad, retweets by Lin-Manuel Miranda, a New York Times front page nod. Victor's narrative crumbled, his source recanted under perjury threats. Stock rebounded, board sheepishly approved full funding. Fallout softened to afterglow. The shelter thrived, enrollment doubled, corporate sponsors queuing. Jordan stepped back from the C-suite, installing a queer CEO ally, focusing on philanthropy, a national network of havens, Tommy's legacy fund seeding them. Cody quit Butler's duties, becoming executive director, equal partners, in life and legacy. Winter holidays healed old rifts. They hosted the kids at the penthouse, tree trimming with spiked cocoa, Milo sketching ornaments, Javier leading carols with off-key gusto. Jordan's family, distant ghosts, sent a tentative card. He framed it, progress incremental. New Year's Eve on the rooftop, snow dusting their lashes. Cody proposed with a simple band, white gold, infinity etched. Forever, Jordy. No more hiding. Jordan's yes was a sob, ring slipping on amid cheers from bundled friends below. Spring bloomed tentative, therapy winding down, scars fading to stories. They adopted Luca, a lanky 17-year-old from the shelter, trans kid with a poet's soul, navigating guardianship with lawyers and love. Weekends upstate materialized, a fixer-upper farmhouse, horses nickering in the paddock. Cody teaching Luca to saddle up while Jordan grilled corn, beer in hand. But humanism's core is imperfection. One August dawn, post a gala where Jordan keynote on inclusive AI. Cody woke coughing, deep, racking. Tests confirmed, early-stage lung cancer, irony's cruel jab from years of secondhand farm chemicals and city smog. Prognosis good, the oncologist said, but fear coiled like smoke. Jordan armored up. Best specialists. Clinical trials at Sloan Kettering. A war chest against the beast. Nights blurred into vigils, chemo drips beeping. Jordan reading the Song of Achilles aloud. Cody's hand limp in his. If I go, Cody rasped one midnight. Promise the havens keep burning. Jordan's tears fell unchecked. You're not going. We rewrite this ending. Months ground on. Good days of Hampton's sales. Luca's high school graduation. Bad ones of nausea and isolation. Betrayal revisited, not victors, but fates testing their vows. Arguments flared. Jordan's overprotectiveness clashing with Cody's grit. I'm not broken, Cody snapped during a port flush. Jordan knelt, forehead to knees. I know. You're my storm. Remission came in November, scans clean as fresh snow. The rooftop, same as the image in Jordan's mind. Rain-slicked now but clear, hosted their vow renewal. Just Luca, Dr. Elias, a justice of the peace. Rings exchanged anew, Cody's voice strong. In sickness, in health, tears and all. Jordan's response choked. Couldn't hide them if I tried. Love you, cowboy. Years folded forward. Luca off to NYU. Film major. Havens expanding coast to coast. Tommy's name on plaques. Jordan and Cody grade gracefully. Jordan's temples silver. Cody's laugh lines deepening. Farmhouse their haven. City visits for board sits and pride floats. No tidy bow. Life's humanism is the mess. The betrayals mended. Conflicts forged into strength. Love a quiet roar. On their 10th anniversary, back on that Manhattan perch, Jordan pulled Cody close. Skyline eternal witness. Followed you once, he murmured. Discovered everything. Cody's grin. Undimmed. Worth the chase. Jordan's kiss answered. Tears he didn't hide. Joy's honest spill. In the end, they saved each other, not from the world, but for it. And in America's beating heart, where rain falls and rainbows rise, that was triumph enough.